We are back.
I am also there.
Amidst those ugly contraptions you see masquerading as vegetation, the February and the onwards lecture series that we had, first on what the nation really wants to know, then the series on Azadi, had a much more conducive seating arrangement. Unfortunately, that has now been taken away, but as you can see, Madam Alone is sitting there. Uh, sorry, this is not our doing. Um, yeah, so this is the beginning of our second wave, as I call it, the third wave. We had two waves in the beginning. We had nationalism, and then we had Azadi, and now the third wave is on democracy and social justice. It's not merely about the lectures, those are very important. We have the best speakers who have practiced social justice and democracy, who have learned about social justice and democracy, who have taught social justice and democracy. They will come and address us. So we are on a learning curve, and this learning curve is extremely important for activism also. We need to know the problems of social justice and its applicability to widening the democratic process in order to be able to imbibe it and practice it in our own small ways. So I really look forward to listening to these lecture series and seeing them being put up on YouTube again and having the entire world watch them, like they watched the Azadi series and the Nationalism series. And as you know, the Nationalism book is out, and we'll have well, not a ceremonial book release, but a semi-ceremonial book release on the 25th. And also that now, as you also know, it's a bestseller. So it is competing with fiction. Well, the nation has been reduced to a fiction anyway, so I think it's good that it's competing with fiction. So maybe out of the competition between two fictions, some reality will emerge. And I look forward to these lectures as pointing towards that reality. So please be here every evening. Please participate. Please discuss. And just enjoy taking back the Freedom Square. Thank you. Maybe?
Thank you. On behalf of JNU TA, of which all teachers are members, we welcome you to this new protest lecture series. It's a new tradition we've invented of inviting people to protests. So we're here to protest, but it's a celebration, it's a mocking of the bureaucratic dryness with which this administration tries to control protest and dissent. The performers today have exposed the absurdity of trying to control minds and thoughts through measuring tapes and notices, none of which we care about. Because this is Azadi Chowk. It was named Azadi Chowk when our students and our institution were under very grave charges of sedition. And now we have reached the point where we are under very grave charges of violating a 20-meter rule. What a fall there was, as they say. So, welcome, and we have put together a set of lectures on democracy and social justice. There are two issues around which we are protesting. One is the narrower one of JNU, its democratic traditions, and the attempt to destroy the democratic culture and inclusive character of JNU. But there are much wider and much more dangerous issues involved. Yesterday, students protesting the lack of justice for Rohit Vemula in Hyderabad University, and students here protesting JNUSU and students of JNU and other universities protesting at UGC on the same issue, were lathi charged, picked up, locked up for completely non-violent protests. We are facing a scenario in which demands for simply protecting constitutional provisions are treated as crimes. This government is clearly bent on rolling back all social justice provisions. Social justice is not anybody's gift. Social justice is not a privilege. Social justice is a right. And social justice is a right not only for those who have been historically disprivileged, but social justice is the idea that transforms those who have been privileged. It makes them and us responsible for that privilege, deny it as far as possible, and fight to develop a more equal society. So social justice is something that we are all committed to. It's not a gift for somebody else. But clearly this government, the Narendra Modi government, is bent upon rolling back constitutional provisions. The UGC is being used to implement a very, very actually unconstitutional set of policies which will affect student strength, it will affect the nature of students who can get into universities. We've talked about all this before. And so this series of protest lectures is meant to talk about social justice and its various dimensions, but it is meant to make a claim on the resources of this country from all sections of this country and our pledge to make higher education as inclusive as possible. We have a wonderful panel here today. Mr. Bezwada Wilson is on his way. He has been, you know that Professor Ashwini Deshpande was stopped at the gate and she grew up on this campus. She's Professor Nivedita Deshpande's daughter, but when she reached the gate and she just said, because she remembers another JNU, she said, I'm going for the JNU event. And they said, no, you can't go in. So then they said, okay, call someone. So she put them on the phone to me and I said, I am Professor Vishnupriya Datta and I am Dean of SAA, and she was allowed in. I think Vishnupriya should be very ashamed of herself that the security is so comfortable with letting people in. But so we have also told Mr. Bezwada Wilson to say any name that comes to his mind, but not JNUTA and not Azadi Chowk. So we will begin today with, we have 3 speakers on our panel, and as you know from the lecture series, there are several people who are JNU faculty and there are others who are from outside. So let me begin by introducing our first speaker, Professor Ashwini Deshpande, who is a professor of economics at the Delhi School of Economics, University of India, Delhi. She's now well known for her work on the economics of discrimination and affirmative action issues. That is my sentence. She didn't say she's well known. But her work on affirmative action and economics of discrimination she's really well known for that. Many of you may have heard her present parts of that work elsewhere. And the book that she's very well known for is Grammar of Caste, Economic Discrimination in Contemporary India. And she has also written Affirmative Action in India in the Oxford India Short Introduction series. Ashwini will speak on the grammar of new